This week at the House of Valentina, big stuff is happening, guys. We are decorating for fall together. We're sharing with you how we made the garland over the mirror in the dining room and how we're setting the table for the new season. I've also got the most amazing Greek walnut and honey cake to share with you. You guys are going to freak. We're also going into the closet this week, taking out some of the resort wear and pulling in some new items, some from Amazon and a few designer pieces as well. We even squeezed in a little Sunday drive, but you'll have to watch through to the end to see all that. Things are really picking up around here, and we're so excited that you guys are here today because today is a very good day to visit our house because we've got a lot of fun stuff going on. So we have started to decorate our home for fall because, well, we're only really like a few days away from fall actually being here because I count September 1st as fall. I do not wait for the leaves to change to call it fall. So I'm so excited. I've gotten in this absolutely gorgeous blanket. I think it's one of my favorites I've ever had. I think I gave a sneak peek of this maybe a couple weeks ago. And I get a lot of stuff that comes in, and this is just one of those things that for me was just so beautiful, and I was so excited to have it. So it's been making rounds around the house because a lot of times we'll be snuggling in the other room and I'll grab it and take it in there, and I've ended up just loving it. And I think that this color is gonna work from now all the way through until like next spring, right? It's a really good fall winter blanket. And it's got this gorgeous backing on it that's super soft. And I think I showed this to you too. I can't remember what I showed you, but I've been obsessing over these links. And I think it's just like, for me, when I think about fall, I love to have something that feels chic and beautiful, but I also love it to feel really cozy and warm and inviting. And so I feel like this is like really chic. The color in it is just unbelievable. Those colors are surreal. They're so stunning. So I really like having those sitting here. I love having this beautiful blanket sitting here. I've ended up deciding that I'm gonna go with the croc and this beautiful taupe color for the season. And we've even had this little guy sneaking in. He's a little early, but shh, don't tell her, don't listen. I think you guys, over on our Amazon Lives, we shared this little guy with you, and you guys named him Ghosty. So Ghosty is here, and he's supposed to go upstairs, but I didn't have the heart to take him up yet. So we definitely like to have a little bit of fun this time of year. And even though, yes, I'm in shorts, right, because we're almost to September. But I wanted to order some things because I know this stuff sells out and I wanted to be prepared. So if you're looking for some stuff, I'm just gonna leave the links for you down below. Hopefully it'll stay in stock. I have no idea. Yeah, that's the biggest disadvantage to not having our own store is that we don't know what the stock levels are on things, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So one of the other things that I want to show you are these absolutely incredible. Wow, that's actually lighter. Oh, hi.
Hey.
Jack actually is the one that kind of put these together. Did you just literally actually just put that little thing down in the middle and put the rocks in it? Like it was two
It's
seconds?
that simple, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make it sound cooler than it is.
Well, they look really heavy and really well made. I almost threw it. Just then, I was like, whoa.
No, it's so easy to build.
They're really pretty, Jack.
Yeah,
okay,
they're so cool.
So what have you been doing? Because you've been doing this and I want to know how to do it
you're gonna
myself. Inside, it's got this little thing, and it just came like this, or you just put that down in there?
I just put the little wick down in there myself.
Okay, so, and the wick doesn't ever burn out.
Nope, it doesn't actually.
Okay.
I don't think it ever burns out.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. All right, so we're just using rubbing alcohol, and do you fill it about halfway?
I fill it all the way to you see where the soot is? It's about, I fill it almost all the way to the top, yep.
Okay.
Keep going.
So I filled it almost to the top, and then I'm just gonna kind of drop it down in here, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then all I do is just light it, right?
Just light it.
All right, that's it. It's actually so cool. So I'll get the other one going as well. And then the other thing that I'm freaking out over, these are my favorite candles. And this is what does actually make me think we should have our own store so that we could actually stock some of our favorite stuff. Because they keep selling out, and then if I just keep linking to them other places if they're out of stock. But their fall candles are so good. I've got one going in the kitchen as well, and it smells amazing in there. So I'm actually gonna put this over on the little side table. Oh, you're gonna get it ready for us?
Yep.
Okay, show them, can you show them how much you put in there?
Yep.
I'm gonna put this guy over here on the console table.
Actually it went down. So I just take it all the way basically to the top. I just don't want to spill it, but
yeah,
and the wick actually absorbs some, so
yeah,
that's cool.
It is cool.
No,
and it's really inexpensive because this stuff is just, I always use that British expression. I think it's like the best. It's cheap as chips. We say here in the US, cheap as like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I love those expressions. The other thing that I got in was this incredible wood holder. So we have a gas fire, and I gotta be honest with you, it really does not heat the house really at all. So it really is just for show, which is why we're kind of like, we don't mind lighting it because it's not warming up the house at all. So one of the things, so clearly we love having the little wood here, and even if you don't chop down your own wood, even if you have a gas fire, I think it's totally fine to have stacked wood. I think it's really pretty. So the other thing that I did is that I actually had Jack bring back the planter that we had here before. I actually bought this from RH. I don't know if they still have them or not. I bought it at the outlet. I'll try to see if I can find it and link it for you or something similar, but I tried doing something a little bit more modern. And I think I just know now about myself that even though I love to look at interiors that have like really pretty fancy planters and it's a little smooth and glossy, I really like living in something that's a little bit more like tactile. It's got a little bit more texture and a little bit more warmth. And especially as we're going into this next season, I really like how that looks. The other thing that I like is that we tried the palm tree in here, which I thought looked really good as well. All good things. But for this next season, I knew that I really wanted to bring in the olive tree back in for now, at least until we get to Christmas, right? Because the color is so nice. It's actually leaning just a hair at the moment, I think. Jack's got it built up on top of like pieces of wood and some other things. But what I liked was that the color works really well with the magnolias. And if you've been following us for any length of time, you know when it even comes to Christmas, we bring out the magnolias. This is fall, winter for us in our home. Really could also be spring, summer. I just tend to do different things for those seasons, but I just love the fact that you've got the green and the brown right on the leaf. And so for me, it's just such a natural way of bringing fall into my house. So I just bought these off of Amazon, and I am honestly just so impressed by the quality and how real they look. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then I also have some stems also from Amazon because I just want to kind of give it a little oomph, okay? So, okay, you ready? This is very complicated. Okay, watch. We're just gonna literally thread it up here, okay? This is literally all we are doing. And then you can see how it's got some depth and kind of fluff here, but I want to add just a little bit more. So I am literally just going to add that guy in. That's it. That's it. And then
so you don't have to fluff it or anything? You just put it in there? I
didn't, not for this one. You could. Okay,
but that's awesome.
I mean, I guess I could just fluff it a little bit more, but it came looking so natural, straight out of the box, that I really just felt like I didn't have to do anything to it. Now I'm gonna hide the end. Where was the end on this one? I don't know why I laid it up there. I was bending that backwards. That was so unnecessary.
It's the other one.
Oh, well, we don't have to do that. All we have to do is just
you
literally
hit it now.
Take this and turn this one this way and turn it that way. It's that simple. So I'm really not doing anything super fancy or complicated. And I'm gonna add this little guy in here now and make sure that it just adds a little bit extra to make it feel like it's filled out, and that's it. This one looks kind of bent funny, so I'm just gonna kind of bend this, and I just love it. It is actually just that simple. So I've left the sculpture this little piece keeps selling out. I'll try to leave it linked somewhere besides Amazon because it's sold out there. I actually ordered it originally off Wayfair. Yeah, so some of the sculptural pieces, I like leaving them because as I've learned more about myself over the years and my own personal style, I've realized that I am always a juxtaposition of things, and you can be whoever you want, whoever you are, and you're allowed to change over the years as well. So for me, there have been so many times that I have debated switching out this fireplace and just ripping the whole thing out and putting in something really, you know, modern and a little bit fancier. I've thought about ripping out, you can kind of see up there the original spindles and the banister and everything in this house, but I just still love those little classic moments. And I don't know, honestly, I'd rather take the money, keep what I have, take the money and go, right? We went to Greece instead. There's just other things I'd rather spend the money on. And ultimately, also, it's my style. It's really what I enjoy. So as you think about fall, if you really enjoy pillows with cute sayings on them and you like a little bit of cute in your living room, you should definitely include that. I try so hard, you know, to tell people that it's all about your self-discovery and enjoying yourself. But for me, I like a little bit of sculpture. I know that I like something that's a little bit textured and warm. I love the little lion faces on this. It's just epic. And then I've got like this Scandinavian piece, right? Mixed with a classic mirror. I mean, what are all these things, you know? They're just me. It's what I enjoy. It makes me happy in my home. So make sure you do all those things. And I've got to tell you, this candle holder was a little bit expensive. It was actually kind of expensive. It's a really cool Scandinavian brand. Originally they're called Menu and they are now Auto. I love this because never once has any wax ever dripped. For whatever reason, the way that they've got this little thing set up, it catches anything that could drip. And so out of all the taper holders that I have, this is the one that I use the most because it doesn't drip all the stuff everywhere. So I actually really like this. And it does actually come in gold as well, which would also be really pretty. Yeah, I could definitely see myself like restyling the room and putting gold in here as well. But I know myself, like I have to decide what am I gonna do in here, like for our home and how we're gonna live. And I just love the black, just really love the black. So yeah, the room is coming together. It's starting to smell really good too. You wanna show them over here?
Yeah.
Let's show them over here how pretty it is. Yeah, but I do like the limestone lamp. I do like the little marble tray. Somebody said, your art's starting to look the same. And I'm like, that's because it's all the same.
If you're noticing a trend, it's because it is all the same.
It is all the same. It's the actual same piece.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're so right. I do just need to find another piece to put here. But yeah, we are actually just enjoying some of the things for now. Can we show them the dining room as well?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go look in the dining room. All right, so in here, you guys know, we love that we put the round mirror up in here and love the way that this feels. So I did this crazy thing and I got this garland that actually has lights in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in here, we just put the little suction cups back up. Literally, no joke, guys. It is such a simple thing. They stick right onto the mirror and they're really inexpensive off of Amazon. So really, really nice little suction cups with the hooks on there.
Yeah.
And so what I'm able to do is just take this and hook. Let me show you.
I can
Can you come in
get
close?
close up.
Literally just wove the one behind it. I just kind of rigged it more or less and just stuck this into the little hook. And they're just kind of woven up there together. And then I used this to cover the hook. So I just opened those up so I can kind of cover the suction cup and the hook. And then the piece sitting in front of it, when I haven't just moved everything, it was kind of hiding the battery packs.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you could undo that and even hide it more.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I haven't finished. I literally just did this in the middle of the night, like 2 nights ago. So this ended up being 4 vines. So I didn't see it during the day. So I'm like, I need to like come back in and, you know, like fluff it a little bit more during the daylight. I just sat the little battery packs literally back behind the sphere on this side. So I could also do something solid over on this side.
That's cool.
I just kind of put it together really quickly because I was just trying to get it done. So
I love it.
Haley and I were just all getting ready for kind of the fall kind of stuff and playing Frank Sinatra. What was the song we were playing? What was his? Something in autumn. I can't remember now.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, the other day I also made some little cakes in the little pan in there, and so we've got a few of those left over.
And those, I don't know what those cakes were, but I did eat several.
That was actually just a cake mix.
Oh, but it had something on top.
I did actually put a glaze on top. I glazed
They
them.
were so good.
I glazed them with powdered sugar mixed with a little bit of water and sprinkled nuts on top.
They were insane.
I mean, sometimes you just need some quick hacks when you just want to make something really fast. So these were something that we've been enjoying.
No, I love those cakes, and I did eat a few because they felt so tiny.
Well, they're just about gone because Jack did enjoy them, and we like to share them with our neighbors
we
and
did
our
share.
friends.
We gave a lot away.
So I tend to make a lot and then send a lot to everybody else because that's just how I was taught. I don't know, my mom just always did that. So anyways, yeah, it's gonna be, we actually want to make another cake because I made those a few days ago, and now I noticed that the pears, I actually had the table set. So it's not set anymore. I had it set for brunch just the other day, and I had the pears sitting on the table, and a lot of you were asking about, it looks a little, we need to like get in here and kind of clean this up a little bit. That's the only problem with this table is like stuff just sits in those little grooves.
It kind of gets stuck in the grooves.
It does, and I really have a hard time cleaning it. So here's a place setting. I have the same, I just had the kids put everything back after our brunch yesterday. And you can see we've got the black flatware in here. This is that black plate. Ooh, it's like a little crumb on it. Oh my goodness, crumb? Well, anyways, these are those matte black ones that I got off of Amazon that have actually been amazing. And we use these constantly, and they show no wear or tear on them.
I think it's our favorite dishes.
I think so too. I do like having the black on black like this.
This looks great.
Because it just helps it to feel a lot more neutral in here. And then I added in the beautiful, this is my favorite glassware, I think, out of everything we've ever had.
Where's this from?
This is the optic glassware that they sell on the White Company.
That's right.
And I just love it. So bringing in some classic glassware, bringing in my Ralph Lauren plates. There's not very many places that actually sell these anymore, so I'll link those up. And then these are the same napkins that I use over and over. So you can kind of see how I have something a little bit dressy, something a little bit casual. This is like really tactile. And I kind of mix, just like I do in the rest of the house, my styles and everything, and just come up with something that for me just makes me super happy. So at the moment, we don't have anything as a centerpiece in here. And you know what? That is totally allowed because I know that we're gonna serve dinner in here. So sometimes with the kids, we'll clean up after a meal or brunch or whatever we're having, and I'll just have them reset the table. And I have 3 sets of these napkins. They are my favorite. They're so thick and well made. So I had the kids just reset with more napkins, and then we just throw the other ones into the laundry bin. So it's very easy just to kind of reset the table and get it back up and running for the next meal. So I thought it'd be really fun if you guys have time. I'd really love to share with you the cake that I made last night. So as I mentioned in the last vlog, my grandmother, my yaya, passed away, and you know, we were this first couple days we were all just like so worn out, but now my parents are back home and I wanted to make a cake for them. So I had the pears that were sitting here and they were just about rotten. I was like, why don't I combine Yaya's walnut cake with pears and make like an amazing recipe? And I don't know if it's gonna work, but I tried it. So I tried it last night thinking I made 2, one for us to try and then one to send to my parents. Well, it turned out so good that I really love to share that recipe with you. So let's head into the kitchen, and I would love to share with you that recipe because it's so simple. It's so easy to make. It's so forgiving as well. And it's just like hearty comfort, just, I don't know, but then it's like decadent because it's honey and nuts and it's just so good. So let me take you in the kitchen. Let me show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you how easy it is to make. Come on. All right. So is looking very pretty in here. I actually posted this on Instagram first. And this is actually a recipe that I posted a while ago over on the blog. But that's the thing, is once you have a classic recipe that you really know and love, it's one that you can bring out all the time and tweak as well. So today,
and this cake is so good. It is so incredibly good.
We made this last night, guys. Okay, this cake has been absolutely incredible. So that's the one that we made for us. This is the one that I'm going to be taking to my parents today. So one of the biggest things that I did was adding the pears, because that's not how the original recipe was made. The original recipe is amazing. So I'll leave the link for the original, which is what I have the printout for. You can literally just download the PDF off of our blog and just have the recipe, okay? But I want to show you how I kind of tweaked it just a little bit to use the pears that we have that were do you think it added something really good to this, don't you think?
Because I love the crunchiness of the nuts, and then
sweetness.
the sweetness and softness of the pears is perfection.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so good. And so, we're going to share with you how to make this.
Fighting every urge right now to start eating this.
I know, me too. I was like, I can eat another slice.
Why don't we just add that? Why don't we add a segment in right now where we're eating it? That way we can eat it.
I don't want that on there. Like, yum.
It's like ASMR of eating.
Well, I'm going to hand you this one, even though I am risking the cake. I'll let you set that to the side. I'm going to move these flowers a little bit out of the way. Man, you know, Trader Joe's is actually near where my parents live. Ooh. We should stop by Trader Joe's. I've got a few of those flowers I probably need to take out of here, but they've actually lasted really well. Really, really nice. But yeah, I'm going to kind of clean up this area. I added almond extract to this from the original recipe, and the pears. Those are the two biggest additions, and I added extra cinnamon. So other than that, it's pretty close to the original. So let's get started, shall we? First up, we're just adding in a 1/2 cup of oil. And then a 1/2 cup of your milk of choice. 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. All right, we've got 2 eggs going in here. And then I like to add about, let's see, we've got vanilla going in here. About a teaspoon of vanilla. And now we're just going to add 2 teaspoons-ish of almond extract. And we're just going to whisk all of that together. All right, we're gonna set this aside, and then we're going to do our dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, we're just adding in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. I really like to add a lot of cinnamon to my cakes, so I always say that I always do more, so a heaping teaspoon. Yeah, it's like almost 2 heaping teaspoons of cinnamon in there. We've got 1 cup of flour and 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. All we're gonna do is just stir that up. This is what I love about this recipe, guys. It is so quick and simple to make. It takes only just a few seconds. And I just really love that it's just so easy and not very time consuming, and just so much taste delicious. Then we just add in the wet ingredients. Get those in there. All right. We're gonna give that a good whisk, and then we're gonna get it in the pan. I just literally pour that in. Our camera overheated, and I almost put this thing in the oven without the pears. That's how things go, okay? It wouldn't have been the end of the world to put it into the oven without the pears, because technically that is the original recipe. But I really like the pears in the recipe, and I know that my dad loves like pears and apples, and I think that he'd really like it like this. So I was able to just very quickly pull it right back out of the oven, and we are good to go. So These big pears, I haven't even had time to actually get the stickers off of them. I know, a sticker in my house. But actually all I'm doing is just simply peeling it anyways, right? So they've mostly been washed, but those stickers are so hard to get off that I didn't even bother trying to get it off. So I just take the paring knife. You can also use a peeler, but I'm kind of old school. I tend to just use my hands a lot and keep the equipment pretty simple, but you can also use a peeler for this. Really all you do is just slice them in halves like this, right? Again, you could do this on a cutting board, all the things that I'm not supposed to be doing that I do anyways. Cut that in half, take those seeds out, and then we're just gonna slice them and then place them on the top of the cake. And then we'll get it in the oven. Okay. All right, now we're getting that into the oven. So it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not even gonna show really afterwards. But yeah, just layer it up with some nice pears on the top and get that in the oven. All right, so while the cake is baking, we're going to make a glaze that goes over the top. Now, I didn't end up using all of the glaze when I made this the first time because the pears are so wet that you don't need quite so much glaze on this. So if you use the pears, we're gonna half the original recipe for the glaze. But if you're making it without the pears, you can double this section, okay? So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get about 1/4 cup of honey. Looks like about 1/4 cup. I could measure because I've got that sitting there, but it's just not gonna happen. If you're looking for really good honey, this is actually from Crete. I can't believe it. Okay, I actually bought it off of Amazon. So this one is really, really good and it has an amazing flavor to it. But for now, we've got that in there. We've got about 1/4 cup of water. Then we're gonna take our lemon, which has been washed and dried, and we are going to zest this baby right into this pot. I'm going to squeeze the juice in there and it is so fragrant. One of the things that I loved about growing up in a home with Greeks all around me, my entire family is Greek. And one of the things I always loved about the house is that it always smelled so fragrant. And when we were in Greece, everywhere I went, I kept saying, it smells like home, it smells like home, it smells like home. And it's this mixture of citrus and nuts and honey, and it is truly extraordinary. All right, so we're just gonna squeeze all that juice in there, get it nice and lemony. I got these little whisk sets off of Amazon and I've actually ended up loving them. They work really well. If you wanna come up close, I'll show you. All we're gonna do is we are going to whisk this together and we're just gonna let that heat kind of simmer, and we're just gonna bring it up to a little boil and then let it simmer. So it just takes a few seconds to make this really nice little honey mixture. All right, guys, it has rained, poured, and now it's sunny again while this has been happening. So exciting times. But there you go, that is that gorgeous syrup. You really wanna make sure to keep that on a very low heat or else it will harden. So make sure you don't do that. But we're just gonna kind of spoon this over this cake and it just literally sinks down into the pores of this. And guys, I genuinely wish that I could send smell-o-vision through, because you just need to make this even if you like share it with all of your best friends just for the smell. And now I'm just gonna take some of my ground up nuts and I'm gonna go a little, because it's so pretty on the top, I'm not gonna add quite as many nuts as I did to the one last night. I used the nuts to kind of cover up the ugly looking pears, but this one's so pretty, I'm not gonna add as many, and it is just truly a work of art. Oh, well, good morning, everybody. Wow, I had so much fun getting to unwind and relax a little bit with you and do some decorating around the house as we prep for the fall season. But I thought it'd be fun to also share with you some of the stuff I'm working on in my closet at the moment, because I am one of those people, I prefer to do things gradually so that I don't have like a huge chore ahead of me when it's time to switch out everything in the closet. So what I've done is I have started the process of taking out some of the resort wear. We don't have any more trips planned. We're still planning on Charleston. So make sure you hit subscribe because you don't want to miss out on being on the Charleston trip with us. But I realized that we're not going to have another beach trip coming up. And so some of the resort wear kinds of things that I think I'm not going to be using as much, I'm just going to be putting some things away. This Loewe bag, I'm just going to put this downstairs because I want to make some room up here for some of the other items that I'm definitely going to be reaching for in the next few days. I've also got a slew of linen blazers, and for me, linen blazers, I'm just done. I am just so done. Even though the weather's hot, I just know myself. I don't care. I'm not going to wear this, okay? We started to have a few temperature drops in the last couple days, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to put linen blazers back on. So I'm just going to put these downstairs. I've got a stack of shoes as well. So I'm wearing an open toe shoe, but this is one of my favorite things I've ever bought. I found them on sale, guys. I found them on sale. I didn't even know that Jimmy Choo went on sale, okay? I love them, and they're in brown, which is perfect for the warmer weather. So I'm gonna leave some of my open toe shoes, but I'm not gonna be wearing the espadrille style right now. I just kind of know this is something I'm gonna tuck away. And it just makes a little bit of room in the closet up here. As you can kind of see, I've still got open-toed shoes up here. I am breaking the rules. I'm keeping the Saint Laurent espadrille up here because it's just so pretty to look at. So, I mean, I don't confine myself to these rules. It's just kind of a general process for me of just kind of going through and little by little starting to take things out so I don't feel overly stressed later having to just, either stuffing all the new stuff in or, feeling like I have such a big chore awaiting me. So back here, I've got a few things, including my amazing water cup. Stay hydrated. She says while drinking her coffee. Okay, so I've got a few things. I've got a couple new things. So one of the things that I have had on my Pinterest boards for years and I've always wanted, and I just decided it was time to do it because I'm so excited about the fall season. And I feel like last year, I really just kind of figured out my fall style. In the past, I had an impression of fall that always felt out of tune with my personal styles. So what I've discovered is that I live in blazers year round, but I've got this one that I had last year, and I've realized that if I style this up with, say, like I've got that little leather looking sports bra on. I keep wearing this over and over. It's so comfortable, but it actually acts as a top. And then I've got the leather shorts on for now. I'll put leather pants on with this later. But, I like having my legs out a little bit while it's still warm enough to do so. And then I could put tights on and then do a closed toe shoe and then eventually move to like pants, right? Like I've got like 5 outfits in this like couple piece here. But I realized that the little blazers like these, that I really do love them, but I want them to feel a little bit more modern rather than ultra classic. So instead of pairing this with a pair of jeans, I'm gonna pair it with a little bit of leather, and it kind of creates the juxtaposition that I personally crave. Nothing wrong with pairing them with jeans, and I might do that. Say if I was gonna go to the pumpkin patch, I probably wouldn't wear my blazer. I'd probably wear a cozy sweater, right? So you can see how I need to dress for my life and how I actually live, and this is definitely where I'm at. So all that to say, I got the Saint Laurent pin that I have been wanting for years and years and years. It came in a beautiful little box like this, and I'm ecstatic because I've been wanting that for forever, and I've always loved brooches. I have a little collection of them that my mom's given me and my grandmothers have given me, but those are like little ballerinas and little pearl kind of things, and they're like really either romantic or kind of like girly. And I know that this is something that's going to really just create that chic kind of modern kind of like it has that sort of luxury feel, but I can put that on any of my blazers. So I've got this one that I pulled back out from last year, and I rediscovered this one from Amazon. I had to make myself stop wearing this week. I wore it 3 days. I was like, you have to find something else to wear, girlfriend. Yeah, does anybody else talk to themselves like this? So I was like, I gotta find something else, but I couldn't believe how beautiful this is. It's got the really pretty buttons on it, and this is actually from Amazon. And it's like in this stunning, like really rich taupe color that I 100% freak out about this time of year. So I'll leave the link for all these items down below, but I'm definitely thinking that this little pin is gonna get moved around to lots of different blazers. And so I went for it. So in addition to that, I've been thinking about a few things. I actually bought these a little while ago and forgot to show them to you, and I pulled them out this week. I love them so much. It is ridiculous. I have a thing for that aviator style. I think they're just like so cool looking, and yeah. So I bought those a little while ago and then forgot to share those with you, but those do come in the really nice Tom Ford case, and I keep my cases, and when I'm out, people always say that they break them or they don't, you know, for me, I take the case with me everywhere I go, and if they're not on my face, they're in the case. So speaking of things that I try to take care of, let's talk about the leather. So this is the first like a high design bag that I ever bought, and Burberry's almost kind of at the lower end of designer bags, but this was a really big deal for me, and I saved up forever to get this, and it was so special. And one of the things that I asked when I bought this bag was, do I need to put anything on the leather? And they told me no, and I was like, I feel like that's not really right. And I was like, I guess I just don't understand because I don't own any other designer bags like this. And you can see that this thing, I mean, I wore this to death for years, and I wore it with everything, and it's got that, look at how beautiful it is on the inside. It's gorgeous. I just realized I have like random keys in here. This is my old keychain that has the little lottery, little macarons on it. And the little girl with the little poodle. Okay, definitely need to find a better place than a random bag for that. But anyways, I just really love this bag, and they have some now that are similar. But honestly, I really wish that I had known about the leather moisturizer. You just apply this with like a microfiber, microfiber cloth, and you just wipe it back off, and it just really intensely moisturizes the leather. You can see here where it's definitely showing signs of aging and like being worn. And I honestly don't like a worn look. That's not going to surprise you guys. You guys know me by now. So I don't want it to look worn out. I don't want it to look broken in. I want it to look pristine and perfect, and preferably as long as possible. But I do just still love this bag. So I'm going to give it a nice good drink of the moisturizer. Again, I had put this into storage because I wasn't wearing it because it looked like that. I'm going to try to revive it with the moisturizer. You can also, Coach also sells a really good cleaner as well. I am so embarrassed to say this, but I have the Saint Laurent bag. I'll show it to you. My first Saint Laurent bag, okay? This was my first, whoa. This was my first Saint Laurent bag. And I was like, oh my gosh, like carrying it like it was, you know, like pure gold, and so excited that I, you know, had saved up for so long, and I was so proud of myself to be able to buy something like this, and I loved it so much. Well, one day I had painted my nails, and I'd let them dry. I let them dry for hours, okay? But they were still, you know what I mean? Sometimes your nails can be just a little bit kind of tacky. And this was before I learned how to do the top coat, which really helps. So definitely use a top coat. But I guess somehow my nail, while I was touching this, rubbed a little bit of the nail polish off on it. And I was like horrified that I had gotten black nail polish on this white bag. Guys, the cleaner took it off, And I was thinking, well, if I rub it down with this, I can't even tell you where it was because there's literally absolutely no evidence of its existence on here. And it's just in perfect condition. So the cleaner, no one told me all this stuff, and they didn't tell me in the store either. Now, recently I asked in Decor, because at Decor I had my Montaigne bag, and I was there and I was like, it has this stain on it, and I was kind of nervous to clean it myself. Let me show you. Yeah, you can't even see it at all. It had just this little like stain on it, and I was like, not 100% confident, like, does my cleaner work like their cleaner? So I had them clean it. And I just asked them what they use, and they're like, oh yeah, the Coach one will be fine. Like, you can definitely do that. So now I know, but you can just use the little cleaner by Coach and the leather moisturizer to maintain your leather products. This works for all leather products. You can also use it on your sofa, you can use it on your shoes. But yeah, it's really, really good and definitely worth just a few bucks, right? I've had a few other fun surprises this week. First of all, I swear by the Victoria's Secret strapless bras. I love them. But the other day, I couldn't figure out where the black one was, and I just put on the one that I had at the front of the drawer, and I was like, this is so uncomfortable. And I realized I was wearing the Target brand one, and I was like, this is really uncomfortable. And I was like, I wonder if the Victoria's Secret bra that I keep swearing by is the best. So I ordered 10 of the top rated ones, and out of all the ones that I tried, the Wolford one is like, the Victoria's Secret one is really good. This is like, what is this? It's like, what is this magic? Oh my gosh. It's got, I don't know what to tell you, except that it's got like a really nice little coating back here. It does come with the straps that are removable. I can't even tell that I'm wearing it. That it's like a miracle, because anyone that's worn a strapless bra knows they notoriously slip downward. They're not made of materials that are seamless, so you don't see that you're wearing a bra. I hate when I'm wearing a shirt and you can see that little seam, right? There's like, you can see it through your shirt. I hate that. This is just utter perfection. So because I'd ordered this and because it was so good, on top of that, I also ordered these Wolford. These are their sneaker cotton, lightweight, opaque 80 den sneaker socks. There's a lot of words to get in there. Okay, I thought, why would a sock be $30? I know that my daughter does, like, she had like cross-country socks and they were expensive. So what would make Wolford think they can charge me $30 for a pair of socks and I will keep them? Well, I'll tell you, I have been a fanatic of the H&M socks for years, and now these, I'm like, I will just wash these over and over until kingdom come, because they are so good. They feel like tights and socks, like a cotton sock had a baby. It is just, I don't know how to describe it. You almost need to just order it and put it on your foot. It looks like cotton. It feels like cotton, but it's got like a hosiery kind of something. There's like an underlying feel to it. They are like pure bliss on your feet. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I sure do love when you guys come by and we get to hang out. I will leave the recipe link down below, and items that I've shared with you throughout. Oh man, I didn't even forget to show you the barrettes. There's some really fun trends coming up for the season, and I was thinking we need to chat about some of these trends, because one of them is like the gold accents. Another one is the barrettes, and I was looking at, I have some barrettes by Lilette. It's Lilette New York, I think is the name of the company. And they've got some beautiful ones, but they're definitely pricey. And so I hopped on Amazon and looked for some barrettes, gold barrettes. So gold barrettes are going to be the thing, apparently. So like half pulled up hair. I am here for it. I love it. Grab this off of Amazon. So I will leave all that linked down below for you guys. And yeah, I'm excited because we went on a Sunday drive after having cake yesterday, and I cannot wait to share with you those pics. So with that beautiful note, let us finish out today with a little drive along the countryside and how beautiful this season is. And thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.